Welcome to my channel. This is Bruce the Boss, and the Obama variant is trending. By the way, before we get into it, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment on this video. The reason why it's titled Bruce the Boss is because my previous channel was new for merely going against the one narrative that they seem dead set on making sure is the only narrative being allowed to have. But I am back, more potent than ever, because I think if anything that just emboldened me more to want to come out and speak against the hypocrisy that we're about to talk about right now. So this really triggered a lot of people over the weekend, not me so much, but let me show you the video regarding Obama's birthday bash. Let's go. Now, I'm not that mad myself because I'm like, hey, do you live your life? That's awesome. I mean, me, myself, I had a very fun weekend as well. In fact, and one of the reasons why I love having come to Texas is because every first Friday of the month, they have what is called a First Friday putt run. It's a themed costume putt run where you get to dress up whatever the theme may happen to be. And it's a great chance to meet a lot of great different people you never knew before. It's very friendly, they're very cordial, and it's a great event. You're having fun and very safe as well. Unlike some of these other cities across the country that are going crazy, here in South Texas, it's not like that. So it's very safe, fun. I did my thing. I say, do you. Whatever you feel is best for you and your safety, you should be allowed to do that. If you are at risk, one of the at-risk demographics, which does not really apply to everyone. Yes, everyone can get it, but not every demographic gets hit the same. Some worse than others. In fact, there is another demographic that can have a high likelihood of getting it and not even knowing it due to their overall general health, immune system, and youth. All right, so that's my thing. And if you're one of those who are at risk, go ahead, do what you need to do to protect yourself. But otherwise, I'm going to keep living, doing me and what I feel is best for my life and to be free. However, the problem that I can sympathize with as it pertains to Obama's birthday bash is that he and all of the other people who are there represent those people who are in a position of power, who are dictating to you what you can and cannot do. And yet it's being revealed that they're doing the opposite. In fact, that video was posted, I believe, by one of the DJs or an attendees there at the party, and they were forced to delete it when they were exposed. So, holy crap. But problem is with the internet, once it gets out there, it's out there. Someone else was able to copy said video and or pics and share it. And what we're seeing are the very same people who are telling you to do X, Y, and Z are doing the exact opposite. So for instance, right now, there's been this big panic over the Delta variant and the Delta Plus, although it looks like the Delta Plus might be going the way of the dodo bird soon enough, because as as transmissible and that it is, it doesn't seem to be as potent as the Delta variant, the original Delta variant itself. But I digress. They're making this big push that we're amidst of a new pandemic or a new outbreak of sorts, and we may need to return back to normal. That despite for months they were telling you to get the jab. If you get the jab, they'll let you out of your cage. You can now go without your mask. You don't need to socially distance. You can reopen the economy fully, live life as normal. It's only those who have not gotten a jab yet that need to remain socially distancing with the mask. However, with the Delta variant springing up, they're now blaming it on those who have not gotten a jab yet for the surge. You're seeing a surge in cases, even breakthrough cases of those who've gotten the jab. In fact, I did a video on that. Go ahead and check those out. And a lot of the CDC reports that contradicted a lot of what we were previously told in terms of now those who get the jab can still not only still catch it, but they can transmit it to other people all the same. The viral load is exactly the same. The only difference being is the time range in which that transmissibility is no different than those who don't get the jab, which we see it all It's writing on the wall of them intentionally trying to return us back to the old normal of lockdown, finding an excuse to say, you know what, the efficacy of these jabs really aren't what we originally told you, or as it turns out that they were, or this thing keeps mutating, so we're going to have to go back to square one. But I digress. There's been a major change in policy over the past couple of weeks, a clear change that is being violated by those on top who make the rules. Rules for thee, but not for me. All right. For instance, Washington, D.C. Mayor Bowser initiated, in light of the new changes and recommendations from the CDC, even those who are jabbed, she said, you know what, we're going to mandate wearing a mask in indoor settings, period. All right. And yet, not more than 24 hours later, she is caught officiating at a wedding without a mask for a good deal of time, if not the whole time. Again, she just instituted this new policy of mandatory mask wearing indoors, and not more than one day later, she's not wearing a mask indoors. Or how about the Texas legislative Democrats who tried to make a big fuss about the Texas Senate bill regarding voter integrity? They go then flee to Washington, D.C. to try to get more support. In the midst of their fleeing, they posted pictures on social media of them packed on a plane without a mask. Again, as far as I'm concerned, that's totally okay. But these are the same people who are telling you, or same government that's telling other individuals who can't afford a private plane but have to take commercial plane sites like United, like Southwest Airlines, like American, they're being forced to wear a mask regardless of their vaccination status, I believe. And yet it's somehow okay to not wear a mask on a private plane. What's the reasoning for it being a good idea on commercial, but you don't have to do it on private? I understand private, you can make your own rules, but why are these same people who are working for the government, and it's the government instituting these rules on the common individuals? These people, however, have a way out. Why is it okay for them not to follow the rules that they're mandating for you and me? And then let's not forget, around this time last year, or not this time last year, but at around sometime last year during the height of the pandemic, you had California Governor Gavin, bang your wife Newsom, to quote Jericho Green, and health officials at a a very fancy, very expensive restaurant, eating at a table together, and they're all congregated around the place without a mask. The masks were not just not on while they were eating at the table, but you can see them standing around, talking, conversing with each other without a mask. Meanwhile, the state of California was under severe lockdown. Restaurants were not allowed to open to that capacity whatsoever. Yet it's okay for Gavin Newsom. It's okay for the half a dozen, if not about 8, 9 or 10 health officials that were with them. These were health officials, doctors, and they were surrounding each other without a mask. And this was prior to the vaccines being rolled out and available. It makes you wonder, what do they know that you don't know? It's not just hypocrisy. Again, and hypocrisy is a big thing. Makes you feel like we're in the Hunger Games. It's capital, and they're in capital city, living it up, doing whatever they want. Meanwhile, the rest of the population is forced to struggle and or under these massive restrictions that does not seem to be applicable to the people up top. But hypocrisy is one thing, but the other is that they are implementing these rules themselves and they're not following them. And again, it just makes me wonder anyway, what do they know that we don't know? What are they not telling you? Or what is it that they're telling you that makes them not have to do it themselves? I just call BS, but again, that's just me. And so I think that's driving a lot of people's anger. I didn't really care about it, because I did the same thing this past weekend. I continue to do it every first Friday of the month. I love it. Again, live your life the best to your ability. You need to make your own risk assessments, I always say. But these are the very same people that are telling you, not only telling you otherwise, but putting your job in jeopardy if you don't comply, putting your own freedoms, personal liberties in jeopardy, not allowing you to have certain conversations. God forbid you say something countering to the narrative. You're censored, possibly even fired in some cases. So it's just really hypocritical to see these massive changes now being reversed in recent weeks. So this was well in advance prior to Obama's big bash. So they known about the changes to the rules, changes to the recommendations that are practically becoming mandated now in many states and or businesses. And yet they flaunted not really caring. So that's the video. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Like this video, comment on this video, share this video. This is Bruce the Boss, and I'm out. Peace.